Hello guys, I'm here to talk to you about Wonder Egg Priority. Don't watch this if you want a complete story. You will get cliffhangered so hard, right? Let me start with watch episode 8 first, right? Wow, I'm gonna keep saying right. Watch episode 8 first, if you're not sure you wanna watch it, because episode 8 is a recap, and the recap functions better than any review I could make. It's their recap, right? How much better can it get? Now, it doesn't quite well show off the serious parts. It does an attempt, right? But you know what? It recaps pretty well enough. Anyway, this dude told me to watch the anime. Every time he recommends anime, I'm like, nice. I'm just gonna watch with my girl because that's how I watch most anime. I turn it on and we're like, wow, she's cute. She's happy. I'm happy. It's and you know, it is worth the watch, right? Especially if you let yourself be surprised like I was. Now, if you're someone who can watch anything without being uncomfortable, or someone who can sit through a story even though you don't like the way it starts, then do. Right? It reminds me of Madoka Magica. Now, let's continue on to the spoil bit. Right? I'm always low on the spoilers, but for those of you looking for an in-depth review, that's not me. I'm not Daniel CC Moves. I'm gonna keep mentioning that channel. I really like it. So like I said, I was with my girl. We see scene 1. And we're having a good time, and then it gets to a point where there are some characters with their eyes blurred out. Kind of like hentai is. Right? Their faces are kind of blurred out, and all you can see is their lips. I'm like, something scuff's about to happen. Because it reminded me of the... It's an old... I guess it's also in hentai? Manga? Dojin. About... I don't remember the name of it. But for anyone who's ever read it or looked at it, you'll recognize the word po, right? And it reminded me of that. And I was like, something scuffed is going to happen. So I'm watching it. I'm tense. She chilling. And you know, we're watching blind, and whenever there's something scary, she likes to know beforehand, but I'm watching blind, so she's watching blind. And some real stuff starts happening. She buys a bug who gives her an egg, then she transports it to a different world. She's forced to break the egg. A person pops out, and the action pops off immediately, right? It turns out the character's goal is to save these people in the eggs from their trauma. And that involves protecting the egg person and killing the monster, or anything of that nature. Now, I don't want to ruin the show, but there are a few things to note. The dreams of the monster aren't trying to kill the heroes, and they just want to hurt the person that they're after. The people that are the heroes are mostly immortal in that world, but they suffer the consequences after they leave back to the real world. They have their super healing in that world, and when they come out, they kind of have super healing too. They recover from things much faster than people would normally be able to. And it's kind of like advanced training. Like you watch Dragon Ball Z and they train in 1000x gravity or whatever it is. It's kind of like that. They get superpowers when they come back, kind of. Or they're just better. They're better than the average person. Now, there's an overarching story, and it becomes more and more evident, easier to understand the further out they go. There are a few other people out to save people, to resurrect their friends, because that's what they're actually breaking the eggs for. And it's not like they realize at first. But they're breaking the eggs because every time they save somebody, the person that kind of killed themselves that they know of, they get to free that person. And the most important thing is that the heroes, I keep saying the most important thing, all these things are so important. All of these heroes are dealing with their own internal issues, right? One of them's a shut-in, one lost their sister who committed suicide. One of them treated a big fan poorly and accidentally ended up getting them killed. And one of them struggles being gay. There's more to it, obviously. But I'll leave it there. Again, the anime is great. They didn't have to use little girls as the medium for the story. But the truth is that if they didn't, the story would have hit the same. The same thing applies to something like Madoka Magica. Generally when people see girls, they want the girls to survive, they want the girls to have a good time. So you're more able to I guess, feel for the character when it's a girl. And it works. The same way they use angry characters for some stories and happy characters for others. Sometimes you watch Redo of Healer and there's a ton of grape, and stuff like that all adds to the story. Now, before I talk forever, please watch. If you're soft, you can still watch this one. You can literally watch this one. You will be fine. There's only one thing that'll happen near the end that you won't like. And it's not really done yet. I think there's going to be a special to wrap things up. They're not going to be able to wrap things up in a special, in a meaningful way. Unless that special 2 hours long. But if you're super soft and you don't really want to get into it, you know, watch it, skip through it, and, you know, read the synopsis. Normally, I tell people to watch anime however they want. Not this time. If you do that, I'm going to be upset. This one's watchable. Right? Just, check a little bit of end spoiler. Go ahead and, you know, check who dies or whatever it is so that you can steel yourself. But I promise you, if you watch it blind, you'll have a good time. That's it, actually. See you guys soon.